Hey everybody, welcome to another video for Survivor Hamilton Old Meets New. We're just taking some time to meet with the new and improved Nevala Tribe. After losing 6 immunity challenges in a row and 7 of 8, they got some new blood and they actually won their first immunity challenge this week, or first in a number of weeks. And so we have the new tribe here. They're going to be calling in shortly. We're going to chat with them about the game so far. And that portion is going to start right now. So welcome, guys, to a Wednesday night that isn't Tribal Council.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, I'll ask John first. How does it feel? I asked the other tribe. I asked Sharon and Dave this on the other video, but how does it feel to be on here and not have to vote somebody out?
It feels great. I think we just got so used to losing, and I think rather than trying to win the challenges, half the time you're just trying to talk about how to not be the one voted on.
Right. It's definitely a different feeling when you can have a few days of not having to stress about a vote, right?
For sure.
Andre, when you were during the challenge, you must have been a little bit paranoid there at the end that you were going to be the one the tribe would have lost, and it might have been because of you.
Yeah, I think I was immediately after submission, the rumor mill of, like when people submitted and, what it really came down to. Like, I think we knew right away that it was going to be tight. Mm-hmm. I was on sort of pins and needles. I knew that the first time out, a new tribe, being the last one in, and if that was the loss, yeah, I'm sure that would have put a pretty significant target on my back.
Well, and on a challenge that literally is like 2 minutes long, right? It's so fast, and there's 20 plus people responding. How do you even go about figuring out if you won or lost? You know what I mean? 'Cause I know you guys are all messaging, but like how accurate can you get when people are submitting in the same minute?
Well, I'll just say like these.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
Peter.
Oh, I was just going to say that, in some of the Kobara official group chats, there was, or the old Kobara official group chat, there was pretty clear chatter about, when some of the folks had gotten in. I mean, at that point, I don't know that it really matters if people are sharing that information, right? It's not like it really helps you win anything. It's just kind of a sneak peek on whether you won or lost or not. And so, like, I want to say by like 5:10 between all of the group chats, like, I knew that it was going to boil down to whether or not, the Cox's response was accepted or not.
Was it after playing with both of them for a few weeks and knowing them both, was it a surprise that it came down to John and Dave Cox? Chris?
No, it was not a surprise to me.
No?
No, I mean, John, he's a good guy, likes playing the game. But he's slow in the responses, and I know James likes to chirp him with those all the time in the group. And then
it wasn't his first time.
And then Cox lives in another country, so yeah. James is ready to. It's not his first time.
So what's the so obviously. You guys had a huge winning streak on Kobara, and then you joined a tribe that had lost so many challenges in a row. So like, what's the dynamic of this new tribe? And what are you guys about? How have the conversations been going? Graham?
It's not all that different. Pretty much just as many GIFs going around. So that's good. Keeping things fun and lively. No stress yet. But I guess we haven't lost, so we'll see what happens if that changes.
Amanda, what's it been like for you with this mostly the same group, but with a couple new faces?
I think it's same as Graham. I think it's pretty much been the same type of thing happening. I obviously we have a bit of inside jokes, and they don't really know that yet. But there's also inside jokes on Kobara that I didn't get either. So.
And just another win, right? Yeah, another win.
We barely talked about Google Sheets at all since joining Nevala, though.
About what?
About anything to do with
I said we barely talked about Google Sheets.
Mm.
Oh.
We don't have Kyle and Brian here anymore arguing.
Yeah, you guys, you guys will have an hour of conversations about nothing related to the game, which is fine. But I'm just like, oh, I look through that. I was like, oh, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So what's your, Chris, what's your assessment of the other tribes? Looking at them, like, how do you think they're going to fare and how do you think they're going to work it out?
I think Kobara reminds me of a few days ago being on that tribe. It looks like they're going to win a lot. They have some serious brain power at the top that are able to figure things out fast. I mean, I was talking to John earlier, and I was like, you know, on those rankings, I was #1 all the time, but I was never the first person to figure the challenge out. I just happened to text it in first. And the people that answer came from are on that tribe, so that's kind of scary. And then when you got the new group with I don't really know some of the people on that tribe, but the people from ours, like Brian, are able to figure things out pretty quick too. So there's some serious competition there.
Well, and you made a great point that the rankings aren't necessarily indicative of who's the most valuable to their tribe. But the point is it doesn't matter to me who solves it first, right? It's about getting it in as quick as possible. That's really the only measurement that happens. And so you can solve it. Yeah. Like April she's kind of at the bottom of our rankings, but she's always helping the tribe solve the challenges. But for some reason, maybe it's the distance, and they'll say that it's because of their being in Chatham and their internet or whatever. But if you submit late, that's what puts your tribe at risk, right?
Yeah.
It's not about solving it. So do you guys all know, or how many of you know what happened on the vote tonight?
That was awesome. That was great to witness live.
So Graham, do you want to talk about kind of how it played out?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So
I do. What?
Going into it, the old Nevalas were confident. Specifically, Sasha and Ruth were confident that Sharid and April were gonna, join forces with them, and it was going to be 4 people taking out the 3 Kobaras. But then, as the votes started getting read, it was what was it? It was some for 2 for Dave, 1 for Sasha, and then 4 for Sharid. So in a total blindside, Sharid was gone.
Ouch.
And the reason for that was that the 4 who worked together, the 3 from Kobara and the other 4th from Nevala.
You're getting confused over
it. They were worried about the immunity out of that went out. And so they knew that if they split the vote, they wouldn't have enough votes to go against Sharid and Ruth and Sasha. So they're like, we got to put all of our eggs in one basket, and Sharid's the only way to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was a shame for them to have this new tribe and then lose because of a Kobara.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
After everything they've been through, to have Dave come and then he's still around, which is fine. And, everyone can vote how they want. So I don't really know what else to ask you guys, to be honest. Because it seems like you guys, like John has probably fit right in, obviously, because he had some of those relationships previous to the game. Maybe Andre, what's it been like for you, not knowing anyone in the tribe, kind of again? Start square one?
Yeah, it really is. I'm just trying to pull my weight. That first challenge, it was tight. I don't know. Like I guess these guys, they have their relationships, they have their past experiences with people. So I think that the only chance I really have here is to show that, hey, I'm a competitor. I can help out, and I'm not just going to I guess sit around until I'm voted off. But maybe
did you notice some? Well, but did you notice some differences in the strategy and the way that these folks from Kobara tackled the challenges?
Yeah, I noticed right off the bat that when a challenge is happening, they're pretty well. First off, they're very quick. Like it was like 5:01, and my phone was just it was like falling off the desk because there was so many messages coming through. But they're very confident. Whereas noticed that on Nevala, like people are throwing out answers, but they themselves weren't even confident in the answer. Right. So I feel like we got to a confident answer.
Wasting time.
Super quick. And then it was just about submission.
Right. Yeah. It's and so you learned, I think, from this group, you put some strategy in place, some controls in place, right, to make sure that you guys did a better job this time. Again, yeah, I don't know. This is weird. I'm drawing a little bit of a blank on questions. I feel it's been a long day. This is the third one of these I'm doing, and then I'm meeting with the other guys after this. Chris, ask a question from someone in the tribe.
Okay. James, who are you going to vote out in this tribe next?
You, Chris?
You son of a bitch.
John, I talked a little bit about the fact that you knew some folks. So how did it feel to kind of, because after David Morris got voted out so early, does it feel pretty good to be able to be reconnected with some folks that you knew prior to the game?
For sure, it feels good on paper. At the same time, if you look at the track record of the history of my friends, even in this game, they've voted each other out, and even my friend Dave says he wants to vote out his own friends, and he says he wants me voted out next. So I think that gives a clear picture of the friendship that we have, even though it's pre-existing. They are willing to vote each other out at any cost. You can ask Elliot. Those are the friends that we have.
Peter, were you surprised that Kyle didn't? Peter, were you surprised that Kyle didn't decide to join you guys and decided to stick with Kobara?
I thought that for Kyle, that was gonna be a tribe for him that I was surprised. I know that Kyle he's not a lazy player. He's a smart guy, and it's tough to make decisions when it's like split-second decisions, and you can't really be premeditated, right? Like you're pulling the names out of the hat.
He could have taken a bit more time. He didn't have to pick so quick. He could have talked through it a little bit.
Yeah, I guess there was no chess clock on him.
Yeah. The only reason I'm asking you is because I was surprised. I thought on paper, and maybe Graham, I'll ask you, because the same thing happened last game where I thought you were going to go one way and you ended up going the other way. So, put yourself in Kyle's shoes a little bit. What do you think he was thinking?
So the reason when I got it last game, the reason I went the way I did was because I thought I had a better chance sticking with Fuego and with Meg and Stevie, because I would have more people on my alliance on that tribe, not realizing that the idols were going to come into play and I was just going to get totally screwed. I should have stuck with Jordan on the other tribe, but I'm kind of thinking that Kyle decided to stick with the tribe that was going to perform the best rather than the tribe that he had the most people in alliance with. And I think in the long run, that's probably going to be smart, because if he can hold on in Kobara, even if they lose a few, he'll have more people from his alliance on New Nevala, because he won't be a part of the tribe having to eliminate people.
Right.
So I think after merge, he'll have more of his friends than if he were to be a part of Nevala.
Right. So do you guys think that you maybe Amanda, I'll ask you. Do you think that looking at your tribe here, that you got a pretty good shot of doing pretty well in these challenges?
I think that we have as good enough chance as anybody. I think we did really well for our first challenge, and it's hard because like we don't have Chelsea, we don't have Kyle, we don't have Elliot. Like so that is we had like some people that we were relying on, I think, for challenges. But I think now we're just kind of finding our own place and where we're good, I guess. So it's a good way
Right.
to let other people try and see how they
Right.
do with challenges.
Well, in keeping in mind the fact that the challenge was 2 minutes long, right? You guys were still measurably slower out of the gate than the other tribes in terms of getting the answer in the chat and getting your first few answers. And it didn't matter in the end. But do you feel like a little bit of that was missing, like Elliot, Chelsea, and Brian and folks like that? Missing that kind of initial quick.
Yeah, I could personally tell, like when we got the answer, when we finally got it, John came up with the answer for us. And I knew by that time that had taken longer than we normally take over there with those guys.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit worried. But luckily they had John House. So we had that to bank on. Unfortunately, I imagine he'll probably be sitting the next challenge and just floating his way right through to the merge. But there's nothing we can do about that now.
Oh man, poor John.
Yeah, let's put the challenge to John. I think he's probably going to sit out too of embarrassment, right? And maybe he should play and test himself.
Agreed.
You know what? Like all chirping on John aside, there's probably some things that we could do to try and be faster next time. I know, given the challenge, we did end up winning and coming first, but we were the slowest out the gate. And there's probably a couple of things that we could do to shave some time off of the way that we responded. And I mean, because the other tribes can watch this video, it's probably not the best thing to discuss that here. But, I bet if each of us just kind of did a little bit of a reflection on things we could do a little bit better, then, I bet there's room to improve on our, 3 minutes flat kind of.
One thing I noticed is that my email notification for the challenge, it's always late. Always. So it's always WhatsApp saying it's up. That informs me that the challenge is up. Then I go to my Gmail and then I refresh it, and then it says, oh yeah, there it is. It never notifies me right away as soon as it comes in. Every single time. Last year.
Do you have it on your phone? What about on your phone?
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to ask Chelsea what she uses because she's
She ain't gonna tell you now.
Probably Google Sheets.
Well, speaking of challenges, I can give you a little bit of insight into tomorrow's challenge because I already did the same thing for Kobara. So tomorrow's challenge, you'll be sitting one person out. So there'll be 6 people competing, and it will be a series of like 3-person head-to-head battles or matches. So each of you will be paired up with one person from each of the other 2 tribes, and you're trying to basically beat them first to getting the answer.
Is it trivia or brain teasers or what?
It'll be the same type of thing, same types of questions as always. I think a lot of people keep suggesting other things, but so many of those things are like subjective in terms of how to measure them for me, and I need something that has like a right and a wrong answer, so that I can just measure the speed. I don't have to also measure the validity of the answer because there will always be debates on that stuff.
I love
so the only thing is it will be email again, right? Is I'll be emailing BCCing everybody. So
yeah.
You're going to have to keep that in mind because sometimes, and that's something I'm always concerned about is like, should I be consistent, just put everything on the website, but then I can't, the head-to-heads really, I think I can only do with BCCing emails. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, so that's tomorrow. Hopefully you guys,
Mike, is it the 2 winners and 1 loser?
Same, yeah. That's going to be pretty much the standard, which hopefully gives everybody a little bit more confidence. You just have to not lose.
Don't come in last.
Yeah, just
So,
don't come in last.
When it comes to tomorrow's challenges, because it's going to be multiple head-to-head, it's going to be head-to-head-to-head. Is it like 2 points for a win, 1 point for a second, 0 points for a third? Is it like total wins? What's like?
That's a good
how's
question.
that going to work?
Yeah. Yeah, so the plan will be the first tribe to 3 wins, and only the winner will get a point. So it could end up 2-2-2, and then there would be a tiebreaker, which I can't tell you about until we get to that point. But I think it's still the odds are is that one tribe would win 3 versus 2-2-2. But fingers crossed we get that tie, and then we get to challenge the people to a tiebreaker.
Mike, for entertainment purposes, could you put John House and James Lee in the same email?
I am getting some suggestions, and I was just going to randomize it, but it does seem nice to maybe put together some groups on purpose. So I think I'll do that.
Okay.
Because John Elliott challenged you in their video.
He's already lost twice. And the second time he actually wanted to face me, and he still lost.
Well, he wants to face you again.
Well, tell him I'm sitting out tomorrow. So.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm out tomorrow. So.
That's okay. You deserve it, man.
No. Hopefully.
So I'll let you guys go. I didn't want to take too much of your time. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to add, either for themselves, for your tribe, or for the other tribes?
Well, while everybody's here, do you guys just want to hold the line for like another 10 minutes, stop recording, and have a little bit of a pep talk?
Unfortunately, I have Exile Island joining in 5 minutes.
Oh.
So they all want to talk about the game a little bit, and I think I got to be careful they don't blow up anybody's game too bad. But they want to talk about what's happened so far. So that's all John and Andre's friends, because Salas definitely won't be. I'm sure Salas won't be joining. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so you guys got to set up your own video chat. Sorry.
All right.
But I'll let you guys go. Thanks for joining. This is awesome to talk to you guys and not have to do a vote at the end.
All right, Mike.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your evenings, guys.
Thanks, guys.
You too.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Right.